Hey everyone, so I just wanted to do a walkthrough on YouTube to kind of show you each individual spread, each individual page, and how they all kind of work together, and yeah, just like how I started off. So as you can see, I ripped out a lot of pages a long time ago because I started in probably February and it just didn't look good. It wasn't my vibe. I didn't know how to do it. I still didn't, and all through this journal I'm kind of learning, and you kind of see the progression of how I started off. So I made this one page, got some inspiration off Pinterest. I was really proud of this one at the time. Now looking back, it's not my favorite, but it was a good start. This is lyrics from a song by Elevation Worship. It's about God moving mountains and believing that he can do it again. So this was just I was listening to that song one day and I started doodling. So this was my first like actual weekly spread. Very simple. I still like these plants. Like I wish I might actually incorporate these into some of my new stuff, because actually now that I'm looking at it, I quite like it. This one is one of my favorite ever like poetic verses in the Bible. Wanted to skip past that one because it was pretty personal. I'm not too sure what I was writing, but it was just kind of like a bit of a brain dump. This one here, I remember really liking it when I did it. I didn't have this, and then one day I decided to go back and add something else in, and I ended up using a pen that was way too big, and I just don't like it. So yeah, but this key I quite like. Might start using that again, but it's too much. So this one here, it was my first post that kind of did really well compared to the others. I'm obsessed with Reliant K, so most of my lyrics in this journal are from Reliant K. Again, I was just finding my style. This paper is a bunch of like shaded paper. It went from like this color down to this color. It's all from the same piece of paper, and I remember I was so obsessed with it, but I started to run out eventually, which is why I transferred to craft paper in the end. But yeah, I quite like this whole sleep tracker thing, but it wasn't feasible after a while. This is one of my favorite ever spreads, not gonna lie. I like this whole "You're the Sky That I Fell Through" because Owl City and Reliant K are like probably my favorite ever artists, just because Adam Young and Matt Thiessen are the ultimate wordsmiths, and I don't know, it's so pretty. All of their songs are just so meaningful. This one here is lyrics from Here As in Heaven. I actually kind of like these flowers. At the start I didn't, but I'm starting to like them. It's growing on me. Quite like this spread. Don't know if I ever posted it or not, but I like it. This one here, I remember people copying this one, and I was surprised that people wanted to recreate it because it's definitely not one of my favorites, but yeah. Can't Complain by Reliant K, again. This one here is my favorite. Actually my second favorite. I don't know. This one and the other one that I showed you before, they're pretty up there. I quite like this, and yeah, I don't know, it's quite simple. It's not a lot to it, but I liked it. Heartache lyrics from Reliant K. This one here doesn't actually have any lyrics, which is surprising, but yeah, I remember someone seeing this once at uni and saying, "Whoa, did you actually draw that? That doesn't make any sense, that's so cool." And I was kind of stoked, but it's not my best work, for sure not. Exam timetable, that was fun. These are Reliant K lyrics, and they're my absolute favorite because if you've never been defeated, you don't know failure, and so you can have ultimate confidence in God and in what he'll do, and I just love it. This November cover page, I remember it doing really well on my Instagram, and I was kind of surprised because I was so unhappy with it, and I'm still pretty unhappy with it. It's not my favorite thing, for sure. This one, I remember making it and it was kind of rushed and I didn't really use it either, so I ended up going back after a couple weeks and writing things in that I made up. This one, I just don't know what's going on with these. Like, I think I was really at a creative block. I don't know what I was doing. This one, I was trying to fill in pages. Yeah. This one here was the week that I turned 18. These are Taste of Eternity lyrics by, I don't even know how to say it, but like Reverie, I'm not sure, but I don't know, I love it. 18 things that I learnt by the time I turned 18. This one here was based off a sermon that I heard in church, and it was basically saying that the things that we have our hearts on, that's what kind of happens in our lives, and that's what creates all the problems or the solutions or just that kind of stuff, and it's really what you have your heart on determines the course of your life, and that's very much biblical, and it's very much based off what Jesus says all along. You have to have your hearts and your mindset on things above. And that was the end of 2017. At the start of 2017, I opened my Bible, and the verse was the verse from Isaiah that says to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. And yeah, I was just really excited, and it was a year of favor, and it was a year where God was really just present, and he was, I don't know, doing so many cool things. Like, I got into uni a year early. That was insane. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all. Yeah, God's just so good, hey. 2018, I read that verse. The angel came to Mary and was like, you're gonna have a son and you're gonna name him Jesus. And she was like, I'm not even married. Like, she said, I am the Lord's servant, may it be to me as you have said. And that was like so challenging to me. I was like, wow, if I could have that kind of faith that would just say, yeah, I'm God's servant, let it be to me as you've said. Like, whatever you say, I'm gonna take it as it goes, because I know your plans are better than mine. Like, that's insane to me. I was so challenged by that. Yeah, so 2018 started. This is kind of just like a year overview. This one did pretty well. I remember people were like pinning it on Pinterest as well. I was pretty shocked because I didn't like it too much. This one, yeah, no effort whatsoever. My Tombow started to fray and I was just getting upset. This one, I like it. It doesn't fit with the rest of my journal at all, but I like it. This was a collab with another bullet journaler. We kind of had the theme of vines and plants. People seem to really like this. It's not my favorite, but it was fun. This is a page full of quotes from my favorite ever novel of all time. I've read it maybe like, oh, I'm gonna say over 10 times. It's The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, and it's just, so good. It's so good. Pony Boy, always. And the lining is Silver Lyrics by Relite K. This one, I don't know why I started writing like that, but this was the start of my travel journal when I went to New Zealand. This is the kind of stuff I got up to, and then my road trip began, and I started writing down what I did on my road trip, which I shouldn't have done in that font. I hate that I did that, but it's okay. Lyrics from At Least We Made It This Far by Relite K. Yeah. And this one I wrote myself. It was kind of just one of those poetic moments. I like writing poetry, don't always post it, but yeah, no, it's good. I was watching a Todd White preaching and just kind of like doodling. This is my Instagram tracker. I wasn't expecting to even get this far. I was just kind of in the mood of drawing these kind of hexagons, and I don't know, I just kind of like started doodling it, and then I was like, oh, what am I going to put in this? Hitting 1.8k is like insane. I just don't even know how. It's kind of crazy to think about. Like, how many pizzas would it take to feed 1.8 thousand people? Like, that's insane. Thank you for all of the support, hey. This was my packing list for New Zealand when I went back home. In the start of February, I was still in New Zealand. I think I did this on the ferry when we were crossing Cook Strait. So we were going from the North Island to the South Island, I think. I can't quite remember, but this was kind of my travel journal, kind of just writing things that happened each day. Week 2 of a road trip that I did with my brother, and yeah, it was a good time. The Greatest Showman soundtrack, oh my gosh, it's my favorite thing ever. Like, I fell in love with it. It was just so good. I hadn't even seen the movie yet, but I was just so in love with the soundtrack. It's so good. This one here I did on the ferry from the South Island back to the North Island, and yeah, I was just kind of like ripping paper and cutting up paper and gluing things like in the ferry, and people would walk past me and just kind of look at me weirdly, but it was good, it was worth it. This one I also did on the ferry. So this is a list of things that I'd planned to do before I left Auckland. This is like in the last 24 hours of me being there. And this was semester 1 kind of starting. This was actually when I was in New Zealand visiting my old church. There was a leadership night, and I kind of just invited myself because I was in leadership when I was there. It was good. But yeah, it was just, hopefully you can read that because I'm not going to read it all out to you, but it was so good. This one I did on the plane, I think. Yeah, I did this on the plane from Auckland back to the Gold Coast, and yeah, I just really felt like KK. Oh, empty pages. I've got a few empty pages in this journal. This was just me writing out the font that I use most often for titles and stuff. I don't usually use the capitals, but I wrote them anyway. Okay, so March was where I actually kind of found my style a little bit more. Okay, so my theme for March was to abide, and I think abiding in God is so important. Like, you can't be a Christian, not be resting in God all the time. It's going to be stressful, it's going to be hard, it's just, life gets too much to be able to do it all yourself, you know? Yeah, so this is, I think, the 3rd week of March. First I'm Habakkuk. I don't think I've ever read the book from start to finish, but I'm so keen to. I always forget that it exists, but like it's in the Bible, so there's probably important things in there. Yeah, and again, lyrics from Your Glory by All Sons and Daughters, and Taste of Eternity by I Want to See God's Glory in Everyday Life. Pretty lame to go through life and never see the glory of God, which I think is kind of impossible. Like it's everywhere, and you just kind of gotta be expecting to see God, expecting to hear His voice, expecting Him to show up, and He definitely will. He loves us so much. 4th week of March, very simple. I think I must have been busy doing things on the train because these are quite sparse, but I like it still. I think it's alright. I didn't have many things going on this week, but it's nice. These lyrics are from Ever Be by Bethel, and this one is called Fall Afresh by The Belonging Co, I think. But yeah, it was a good time. And a washi tape swatch thing. I'd never posted this because I didn't like it. I still don't, but yeah, you guys get to see, yay! And then April, I obviously did a whole Plan With Me video, but yeah, just kind of sticking things in. I really hated that video. I don't know why it's still, like, I haven't decided whether I'm taking it down yet or not, but I might leave it up for a little bit longer. Yeah, but I really liked April. I think it was quite simple. It was just, like, straightforward. I liked the whole Press Baby's Breath thing that I did, and yeah. This one was super simple. Still haven't called TransLink, but I should probably do that. It's been a few months now, and they didn't call me back. So, May was a month full of me trying new things. I was just like, I'd done heaps of baby's breath, heaps of craft paper, and I was just like, have I found my style, or am I just like doing what's easiest, what I know how to do best? And I was like, I wanna expand my creativity a little bit. I really didn't like this page, but I was like, it's all part of it. You gotta fail a little bit to learn a little bit. Yeah, so empty pages again, yay! Yeah, not a fan of this, hey. I used my Tombow, the one that was fraying, and then I went around it with like the other side, just to kind of like clean up the edges, but I don't know, I don't like it. This is lyrics from a song called Zeal, and I did them wrong. I'm so annoyed about that, hey. This week, I'm not sure if you can tell, but this is like metallic gold paint that I've kind of painted over top on different sections, like up here and on the clouds and the sun, I think. I'm not sure if that's the sun or the moon, I haven't decided. But yeah, I don't know, this is not my favorite, but people started recreating this kind of thing, which I was pretty surprised about. Like, I'm not a big fan of it at all. So these lyrics are from a Waiata, which is a Māori song, if you can't speak Māori, and or you didn't grow up in New Zealand, basically. But I just love the message of it. It's so simple. You basically sing kia kaha, kia maia, kia mana nui the whole time, and it means be strong, be steadfast, be willing. And then the rest of the song kind of goes, be strong and take heart, for I am with you, which is words that God sings over us all the time. And it's so nice. Yeah, that's pretty much the spread. This one here, I quite like. All these lyrics are based off the song Forget and Not Slow Down by Reliant K, and it's one of my favorite songs. I love it. Yeah, this was just like a running task list because I had so much to do. I ended up not crossing anything out, but I've promised I've finished all this stuff now. I'm not still doing things for May, I promise. And these are fonts that I use quite often. I didn't actually post this ever because I just didn't like it. But that's the last. Oh no, that's not. There's another page. This is probably my least favorite thing in the whole journal. I ended up archiving all of the posts to do with this, but some people reposted my stuff, so I was pretty surprised. It's not my favorite thing at all, but it served the purpose. I could write what I needed to in it, and it was good. It was good. It was the last page of my journal too, so I didn't feel too bad about it. I was like, I'm done with this one anyway. I don't have to see that again. Except for the purpose of this video, obviously. But thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got some inspiration off that, or just like an insight into my life a little bit. Yeah, I just pray that you're blessed through this, and yeah, I hope that you get to see God's glory in everyday life.